Alright guys, today we're back with another 2017 Honda Pioneer 1005 Deluxe. This time in red, whereas the one from a few days ago was the metallic blue. If you missed that one, you can click back a few videos and check it out. And just like we did on that one, I'll go over some of the features, do a walk around, fire it up, all that good stuff. For 2017, you do have 3 different versions of this 1005. What does the 5 mean? Means you have up to 5 seats, whereas the regular 1000s only have a 3-seater. Well, this one has the convertible seating where you can fold the rear seats up or down to have 4 or 5 different seating options. The Deluxe has a retail for 2017 of $17,399 for the standard colors, and then $800 more for the Camo, which is up $200 from 2016. And what you get for your $200 price increase is the winch. Already has the ground wire pre-ran, which saves you quite a bit amount of time when it comes to installing the winch. A thicker front seat, and a new memory mode that remembers which drive modes you had it in, so when you put it in reverse it doesn't completely forget what mode you were in before that. The other Pioneer 1005 base model, which comes in $1,000 less than this, the differences are you lose these 14-inch aluminum wheels you see here. You go to a 12-inch steel wheel, and you also lose these Maxxis Bighorn 2.0 tires and go to a little less aggressive OTR tire. And you also lose these LED headlights, go with a standard halogen headlight. And then you also lose these colored door panels, front and rear, as well as the little bed panel on the back. And all of the Pioneer 1005s come with a low leveling rear suspension, except for the LE model, because you do get box shocks to replace those. We'll hop inside, show you a little bit of the interior. Like I mentioned, the new seat is a little bit thicker for 2017. You do have a little 12-volt power outlet, and of course basic glove box, and up top here we'll break down some of the drive modes, if you can see, hopefully because of the glare. But you have your regular turf mode that it's in right now, which unlocks the rear diff. Then you have 2-wheel drive, which locks the rear diff. And then you have 4-wheel drive, which has a limited slip diff up front and the rear diff locked, and then 4-wheel drive diff lock, which locks both the front and the rear diff. And then you have over here your park, reverse, neutral, high and low selector, as well as your automatic to manual and sport mode selector for when you're in automatic mode. And then we've got our gauge cluster right over here. We'll wipe off some of the pollen. And of course paddle shifters to up and down shift whenever you're in manual mode. And then back here in the back we've got the seats, which this one is already folded up. And the other one you can fold up in just a matter of seconds, but I've only got one hand while I'm recording. So we'll just do this one so we can show you the dump bed in action. And just clip the seat up, and then you've got a little release on the back. Fold her down. And then close the door back. And you've got a little dump lever on both sides. And it does have a hydraulic dump bed. It's a 1,000-pound bed capacity and 2,000-pound towing capacity. And you can't see too much of the engine here because of the plastic covering up most of the engine for the floorboards for the passenger seat. But it's a 999cc parallel twin. It's water cooled, fuel injected. It does make right at 72 horsepower, which puts the top speed on these right at 67 miles an hour. I'll give you a shot of the rear suspension. While we're talking about suspension, it's got right at 10.6 inches of travel up front. I'm sorry, in the rear, and then 10 inches up front, and right at 12.7 inches of ground clearance. And like I mentioned a minute ago, it does have load leveling rear suspension. So if you load one side down, once you hit your first bump, it'll level itself out. And a little bit of the drivetrain, and it is a 6-speed dual clutch transmission. There's no belts. I'll start her up. The Deluxe is the heaviest of all the 1000s. Comes in right at 1,709 pounds for its curb weight. It does have right at a 7.9 gallon fuel tank. Of course, disc brakes front and rear. It does have 210 millimeter discs, both up front and in the rear. And it does look a lot wider than the 700 series, but it's only 3 inches wider, with its total width right at 63 inches, right at 116.8 inches long. And if my memory's correct, it's right at 76.4 inches tall. If you guys want even more detailed specs, I've got a breakdown over on HondaProKevin.com with one of these stripped down to the frame, so you can see all the nitty-gritty specs and details. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you would, slap the like button and subscribe. It helps get these videos up top so more people can check them out. Thanks, guys.